Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning to the lecturer and friends. We are from Group 4. Today we want to present our project. The title is From Soil Investigation Works, Compare Installation of RC Square Pile, RC Span Pile, and Bore Pile in Construction. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Miridwan. My number matrix is CF220225. My group mate is Shaman Shakil, Sikri Hakim, Shariza, and Nasi Atawah. Next. So this is the table content from for this slide. We have 5. Next. So introduction. Introduction is a course in construction engineering provides a practical exercise and real world exposure knowledge and abilities required in the construction of home, business, and other types of buildings. We will learn about the background and custom of the building trade. We will also learn and apply our understanding of the maintenance and power of instrument to the construction. In this project, we will focus about RC square pile, RC span pile, bore pile, and soil investigation activities. Next. Okay, so this is the objective of the project. Okay, number one is to know the soil investigation method before starting any building construction. Number two is to know the method used to determine the soil moisture content, dry density, specific gravity, and Atterberg limits. Number three is to know the type of piling construction on site. Number four is to learn how to install different types of pile on site. Number five, to learn the different types of pile. And the last one is to learn the advantages and disadvantages of each pile. Next, I will pass to the Zikri.
Thank you, Hafiz. I will about the scope of project. We have the 4 point. The first point, the peeling function is to securely transmit to download from the main structure, superstructure to a separable layer of the ground capacity of the supporting the slope. And point two is the foundation make up the bulk of the substructure. And point three, based on the building that is intended to be structure, a number of the steps and the available material are equal to create a strong structure. And the last point, the interact area, including the soil, will be surveyed during the design stage of the construction to determine the depth, width, and the size of the foundation that will be need in the project. Okay, I will explain about the soil investigation. Next slide. Okay, for the introduction of the soil investigation, we have the 5 point to I will explain. The first point, to the greater determining information and data need for the project planning and engineering design. About the work foundation system, slope, tiny wall, and second point, the engineer will plan, define, and oversee of the SI work. SI is the for soil interpretation. Okay, point three, identify in any potential geohazard on the site and planning the scope accordingly. Okay, for the initial SI project, especially indeed the grinding into the earth for 4 meter from the ground level. Okay, we can get ability test can be used to find a variety of the variable. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nasir. I will explain the context of soil investigation. Okay, despite the fact that many people are unaware of soil investigation is an essential piece in the construction process. Because if we not do soil investigation, maybe the stability of the foundation can be impacted by the quality of the soil, and which is might differ greatly depend on the location. Uh, Okay, then maybe some of the site have the low bearing capacity. So soil investigation is needed to determine the type of soil and everything about soil. Okay. So and the second last point is soil investigation give you a certain level of predictability and stability. And the last one, the come out of the soil research can have an impact on the entire construction project, as was already established. Okay. Okay, this is the how to we test the soil on construction. We got 5 tests here, and the first one is moisture content test. Okay, this test is very important for the construction of building. Okay, moisture content can determine the soil moisture content. Okay, the process in moisture content, including oven drying, calcium carbide, torsion post balance, and alcohol procedure. Okay, the second one, dry density test. The weight of soil particles in a given volume of a sample is known as the dry density of soil. Okay, one of 3 techniques, which is sand replacement, core cutter, or water displacement, is used to perform the dry density test. Okay, the third one, uh, we make specific gravity test. Uh, for gravity test, the density bottle method are used, and the picometer method are the two used in soil analysis. Okay, next, Tebet limit test. The goal of this test is to determine the essential water content of the fine-grained soil. Uh, the liquid limit, plastic limit, and shrinkage limit are the 3 limitations that detected the characteristic of fine-grained soil under various circumstances. Okay, the last one is proto compaction test. Okay, this is very important test for soil. This test is carried out to ascertain the soil characteristic regarding compaction, and this test can determine the dry density and water content. Okay, next, I'll give to Reza.
Alright. So this type of a pile foundation. So we have a 3 pile of foundation. The first one is a reinforcement concrete, which is a RC pile. The second one is a spoon pile, and the third one is a bore pile. So I will about the advantage of RC pile. So first, when you use the RC pile, can easily be jointed to any combination of length as opposed to length. Versatile, high fragile strength, save time, less flammable than normal reinforced concrete piles, and minimal storage space. For spoon pile, the advantage of a spoon pile can easily be jointed to any combination of length as per the length. Versatile, high fragile strength, save time, less permeable than the normal reinforced concrete pile, and minimal storage space. So the third is a bore pile. So the advantage of using this bore pile is less noise and vibration. Soil excavate can be observed and classified during the drilling. All right. Wait. Alright. It's about installation method of a RC pile and spoon pile. The first thing when we have to use setting out the pile of point is about the surveyor will come to allow the material inspection and cross referencing. And the elevator staging pile position must be set over an appropriate pile installed platform. This is about the surveyor will and engineer will discuss and will determine where the point have to setting out for the pile. After that, is a pile driving termination criteria. The test pile installation is required to determine the pile set, And after this, pile installation. By hanging the pile from the driver, the starter pile is raised and the torque is manually positioned. To avoid damaging the pile driving should use a hammer. So when use installation, we use a drilling. I think it's drilling, right? So after this, pile driving record. The pile driving should record in detail. After this, pile jointing and spacing. The piles are joined using a certain system or suggested technique. When making a pile joint, opposite and primer are applied to provide strong and secure joints. After we pile jointing and spacing, we will cut off the pile. After the SO secure the instruction will the piles be severed. If the pile cut off level is below the surface of the ground, the excavation must be sloped or protected by an earth retaining structure. The last step for installation method of RC pile is a fabrication of pile plug. This plug consists of soil under high compressive stress so that its stiffness and its strength are very large. Right. So I hand to Shamir.
So I will tell about installation method for Bhopal. So firstly, the point is setting out. So for setting out, we will hire a licensed surveyor to do the setting out. The surveyor will set out the point and the original ground level. Then the surveyor will give the as-built drawing to know the accuracy of the pile position. Number 2, piling equipment. We need to prepare piling equipment for this method. Number 3, positioning of boring plant. The boring plant need to be placed based on the mark location by the surveyor. Basically, inside they will use offset method. Then we need to check the vertically of caliber and auger. Number 4 is drilling. So for drilling, engineer must tell the operator the depth of the pile. Then the operator will drill until the toe level. So number 5 is placement of reinforcement. Before placing the reinforcement, the client representative must inspect the rebar first, such as diameter of rebar and number of bar. Then can place the reinforcement bar. Number 6 is concreting. For concreting, we need to ensure a lot of things such as manpower and concrete grade and concrete quality by using slump test and cube test. Number 7 is extraction of temporary casing. The temporary casing need to be removed after concreting. And number 8 is recording all of the data that has been gained from the works. For example, what data need to be collected is the depth of the pile and the soil condition during the drilling process. Next. So for conclusion, I want to conclude that soil investigation is very important to determine the type of pile that we need to use for that place, because everything depends on soil condition. Besides, all of the pile such as RC square, RC span, and Bhopal has their own advantage and disadvantage. And lastly, every pile also have their own method statement for construction procedure. That's all from me. Thank you so much.